guys, and welcome to the Steel Toe Leadership Podcast. I wanted to welcome today's guest, Frankie, last name not included because he's my son, and I think it's weird to share his name in full, but he is future superstar, Frankie the man. So here we go. Frankie is actually on today to interview me. Little does he know, I'm probably going to ask him a couple questions too, because that's just how we roll. So, Frankie, what are you into?
I'm into like Legos, Minecraft, and Fortnite.
Ooh, that's cool. You're into music too, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Let's see your beats that you do all the time.
What do you mean?
Clappy, slappy. All right. See, future drummer right there, lead drummer of some future awesome band. So anyways, Frank.
Yes.
You got some questions for me today.
Yeah.
Hit me with your best shot.
So my first question is, what's your favorite color and why?
That's a good question. Do you know what my favorite color is?
Yes, but I'm wondering why it's your favorite color.
What's my favorite color?
Green.
Green. I like the color green because it represents a lot of really great things, like growth, being alive, nature. We know I like to garden. It also symbolizes money, which I'm a big fan of. And I like it when I have more money than not. So is that a good answer to your question?
Yes.
Cool. Awesome. What's your favorite color and why?
My favorite color would probably be yellow.
Yellow. It used to be gold, so it's yellow now?
Yes.
All right, cool. Tell me why.
Yellow and black. Personally, it's just because I like the color. I feel like dark yellow would go really good with black. You're to mix it up in some sci-fi armor.
Okay, what's the next question, sir?
So the next question is, what do you hope I do in the future?
In the future? That's a good question for any parent to answer because we all have hopes and dreams for our children. And I hope you just do something that makes you happy and that you grow up to be a respectful person and that you do something that utilizes all of your skills. So you are very good at building things. You're very good at designing things. You're great at talking to people and asking lots of questions. You might be a really great engineer. You might be a really great architect. You might be just as happy, having your own restaurant too. So who knows? As long as it's something that makes you feel happy and fulfilled, then I will be a happy mom. Good answer? Is that okay? All right. Sweet. What do you want to be when you grow up? Besides a YouTuber.
What I want to be when I grow up? Oh, that's a tough question. There's a lot of stuff I'm good at. So I'm still working on that. I'm too young knowing that yet.
I'm still working on what I want to be when I grow up. So
I might be an artist.
Oh yeah, you are very good at art.
I'm thinking about working for the company Pokemon.
Pokemon, oh yeah, and like designing your own Pokemon characters?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Good answer. All right, what's the next question?
The next question is, what is the most annoying thing about being a mom?
Whoa. That's a hard one. Most annoying thing about being a mom. How long do you have? Just kidding. I love everything about being a mom. The most annoying thing about being a single mom, I think, is the amount of laundry I have to do because I hate laundry.
Maybe you can do it.
Maybe what?
Maybe you could teach me how to do it.
That's a great idea. I also hate the lack of sleep because I am a night owl and I get a lot of stuff done at night. But then someone named Jackie is usually up very, very early, between 5:30 and 6:30 every morning, no matter what. And she wakes up and she's ready to start her day and have a conversation. So most mornings she crawls into bed and is already asking me a million questions. And I'm like, girlfriend, let me sleep. What's the most annoying thing about being a kid?
Probably the year I was born, because I was born during COVID. No, I wasn't born during COVID. That's a stupid thing to say. But we were put into kindergarten in COVID, and like a bunch of teachers and people have been saying that messed up our social skills. So yeah, that's why most of the time our year last year, since we're in fourth grade, third grade was the worst grade of the year, and this year fourth grade is going to be the worst year. And it seems like every year it gets worse, and that's what sucks.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but I think that you're doing a pretty good job of being a stand-up kid and being respectful. I agree that COVID probably impacted a lot of the ways that kids were in your grade specifically, because you started kindergarten and that's when you're supposed to be learning all your social skills. And instead you were sitting next to me at a computer, right? And that was not that fun. So even though I'm pretty social. So, all right, good questions. What's the next question?
So my next question is, what was your favorite restaurant and why?
What is my favorite restaurant and why? Okay. Well, I have a favorite fancy restaurant and then I have a favorite like casual restaurant. My favorite fancy restaurant is a place called Colita in Minneapolis. And they just do a fantastic job of making all of the foods that I really like to eat. And then my favorite casual restaurant is called Three Square. And you know Three Square because we like to go there as a family. And I like going there because, as you know, I'm a celiac. And so I can't eat everything. And that particular restaurant has lots of options for me. But I'm happy to go anywhere with a nice bartender or a nice waiter where I can sit and relax and feel comfortable and eat good food. So, what about you? What's your favorite restaurant?
That you already know the answer to that. It's Culver's.
Culver's! And you always get mad that I don't let you get cheese curds every time we go, right?
Kinda.
Kinda. But they have the best cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I like the butter they put on it.
Butterburgers? You know it.
Cheese.
Yeah, and I just think it's so crazy that you're a 10-year-old who likes raw onions on his burger. But, whatever. Okay, what's the next question?
The next question is, how do you feel living so close to your mom's house?
So I live 3 doors down from my mom, who is your Gigi, and Appa, who is your grandpa. And, a lot of people actually ask that when they hear that I live so close to my mom because they think, oh boy, that's a little too close and personal for family. And I love it. And here's why.
I love it.
And I know it's great. It's kind of like our own little commune. When I was growing up, my grandparents live in England. And so I never got to spend time with my grandparents and never got to have those relationships with them. I just see them every few years. And your Auntie Kendra and I made a decision that when we had kids, we would both stay near to Gigi and make sure that you had that experience with your grandparents that we didn't get to have. And so I doubled down on it and live 3 doors up from my mom. So you get to really have a great experience of getting to know them. And it's great because they're helping me raise you. And it's very helpful for me to when I have to, be late for the bus or if I have to travel for work, that you can just walk 3 doors down and have somewhere that you're used to staying and go to. So we're very lucky.
We sure are.
Yeah, and you probably love that they have a beach at their house.
And also love their eggs.
And their scrambled eggs. All right, my dear. What are there more questions, or is that it? What do we got?
Why did you choose construction as a job?
Why did I choose construction as a job? I love the construction industry because of the people who work in it. And I like that they go to work every morning and they make something that is actually valuable to the world, right? So like they'll make a house where people can live, or they'll make a building where people can work, or they'll make roads that we drive on. And so I love that the construction industry has such a big impact in the world. And I think it's pretty cool that your dad also works in construction. And, a lot of people that we care about work in construction, and we can see how hard they work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? Do you like construction?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
For myself, because I'm into Legos, which is kind of like construction.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people get into construction from building with their Legos. All right. Any more questions?
Yes. What is your greatest accomplishment?
Hands down, it's you and your sister. I've done a lot of cool stuff in my life. But that when I was told before I had you guys that I wouldn't be able to have kids, and then I said, well, screw that. That's not okay. And I decided to keep trying until I got the perfect kiddos. And those kiddos are you and your sister. And it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. And I've accomplished a lot of stuff in my career, and I've done a lot of really great stuff out in the world. But but you and your sister are for sure my greatest accomplishments. And as long as you guys grow up to be happy and not be jerks, then I will have achieved my. What are you doing with your face right now? Don't do that. Okay. What about you? What's your greatest accomplishment?
I don't know, actually.
Okay. Well, how about that question is to be continued. And when you feel like you're at a place in your life where you've accomplished something so big that you want to label it as your biggest accomplishment, then we will celebrate it. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Any more questions?
I'm pretty sure I have one. Yeah. Why did you quit being a jeweler?
Why did I quit being a jeweler? I quit being a jeweler because jewelry is considered a luxury good. So it's something that you buy because you want it. I like the idea of being in construction because you buy it usually because you need it. And I think that that's a better way to live your life. I also don't wear a whole lot of jewelry either. I don't have earrings on or rings on. And I was always too practical. I was trying to talk people out of spending money on jewelry. And really that's not a great way to be a salesperson. But I do love that the place where I used to work is now run by my best friend and her dad and her brother. So that's pretty awesome. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So my whole podcast is about leaders and how people become leaders. And I want to know from a 10-year-old's perspective, what does it mean to you to be a leader?
Probably make good friends, know that they trust you, and be kind, respectful to others, and leadership is normally just like being like the one who stands up for stuff, like Let me think about that. There's not a lot of leadership in my school.
Well, you're a leader. People look up to you. And I think it's because you stand up for the little guy. You stand up for people who maybe can't stand up for themselves. Every single time you've gotten in a fight, it's been because you're sticking up for someone who can stick up for themselves. And that's why you never really have gotten in big trouble because of your fights, because I think that that's really commendable. Honestly, if someone's getting picked on and you don't think it's right, I think it's great that you stand up for people. And I think that that is a skill and a personality trait that'll take you far in your life. So I think you're going to be a great leader.
So that's all my questions.
Are you trying to close out the interview?
Yes.
All right. Well, you are amazing. Thank you for interviewing me on your podcast today. I appreciate that.
Wait,
what?
I'm gonna
What? Ta-da! Here we are. Well, okay. Thanks for being on the podcast. Wave goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Then we'll hit our. Do you want to do a dance in the background out?